In this orthokeratology case, we have a patient who's about a 5 diopter myope, and the cornea is kind of resistant to molding. After more than a week, we're only correcting about 1 diopter out of the 5 that we're trying to correct. It looks like the peripheral alignment in the lenses isn't that bad. Centration is a little bit low, but even at the very center of the treatment zone, if you do a difference map, you can see we're only getting 1 to 2 diopters of flattening. So this is just a resistant cornea where the periphery is flattening pretty well, where the lens is aligned, but we're not getting very much steepening here in the mid-periphery, and then insufficient flattening centrally. It is a slightly flatter K to begin with, but even in cases like that, we would expect to see a little bit more. So when I see cases like this, usually what I try to do is change the lens or modify the lens so that it moves minimally on the eye. And sometimes, on occasion, I'll go to a semiscleral lens, but not as a guarantee in every case. So here's the right lens that the patient is wearing. I do think we can go a little bit bigger. So I calibrate the cornea at about 11.2, so I think we can go up to an 11.0 for an overall diameter. Increasing the central thickness can give us a little bit more central push, and then I would thin the edge. A really thin edge sometimes binds, and while that's not good when there's excessive binding, in this case we kind of want to encourage that a little bit so that the lens is not moving as much, and thinning the lens down should help with that. Another thing we can do is reduce the OZ. It was originally at 6.2, I believe, and 6.8. If we bring it down to about 5.6 and 6.2, what that does is just give us more lens out in the periphery of the cornea to stabilize or hold the lens in place. The treatment zone we're getting is already pretty small, largely I think because of the amount of myopia we're trying to correct. So I think decreasing the OZ and IC probably will not shrink this too much. And then the final thing I would do is increase the topo demand. I think we were around a 1.25 to start with, so I bumped that by a diopter to be a 2.25. Anytime I change powers, I do like to check individual meridians because change is not always really uniform. I found that especially with freeform lenses, changing the power, sometimes you have to go through and really fine tune it, and sometimes a fair amount. Okay, we're a little more uniform now. You have a little bit of an irregular curve there. I'll try to get rid of that. And what I'm doing here is just trying to ensure that the lens bears down right at the back edge of the treatment zone, getting us a good seal, and hopefully that'll encourage a little bit more treatment. So those are my thoughts on this case. Hopefully they are helpful. Best of luck with your patient. Thanks for watching.